ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode of Cultural Awareness Podcast. Man, this podcast. I'm not gonna say the date because it depends on when you are going to listen to it. But again, thank you for all those followers out there that have been following us, and shout out to Andrew Tate, man. I like what he says, and hey, I guess things happen in life where now we got this, I guess, culture or whatever. But hey, man, stay strong, brother. But anyway, let's get back to this podcast. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about, and ask some questions. Talk about a story and ask some questions because I'm just a little bit fascinated about the story that I heard. So this is a woman that says that. Right now it's back to school, and obviously this is in Africa, so they don't have enough. Her and her husband don't have enough money to send kids to the schools, and right now she kept waiting, 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 and the man hasn't got money. But she has her brothers that live in foreign country, right? Like let's say U.S., who are able to send her money or whatever. So she went behind her husband back and asked her brother and told her brother that, oh, right now it's tough times, we don't have money, and can you guys send me some money so I can pay the children's school, which her brothers did, right? Her brother did send the money for her to pay for her children schooling. But the thing is, she took the money and she came back. She saw her husband. She's like, "Hey, this is the money that my brothers. I have my brothers in. She has two brothers. I have my brothers in the U.S. and because we don't have money right now to pay for the kids' school, so I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and ask them for money to pay for the school, and this is how much money they have sent, so we are able now to afford paying for the kids schooling." But she's saying that to her surprise, the husband is very, very, very furious and upset about it. He said he exposed his honor, he exposed their couple or their family situation by going out there without his permission or without talking to him first about what she was intended to do, and she went and exposed him to her brothers so, and he's not accepting the money. He said no, when he find the money the kid will go to school, but he will not accept that money on his own. He will not accept it, and he will not tolerate the fact that she went behind his back and asked for help to her brother. He said now, she said now she doesn't know what to do, because should she, number one, give back the money to her brothers? Should she, number two, still go ahead and write this and pay for this and pay for the kids' tuition to school? And number three, should she throw the money away? Like, she doesn't know what to do because she's right now out of solution. She's asking for help. Like, what should she do? What should she do? Right? What should she do? Yeah, it sounds like sushi, man. That is a weird sentence. Well, she's asking, what are the solutions for her right now? So, my question is, what do you guys think about this story, right? I know it's very brief and short, but what do you guys think about the story? And I don't know, but this story is very interesting. The reason why I say it's interesting is because, on one hand, you have a woman that is very, I guess she's very worried about her kids' educations. She wants to send them to school. She wants them to be good people tomorrow, successful people tomorrow. But at the same time, uh, she love her husband and she respect him just like any woman should. If you are with somebody, I believe you should respect him, man or woman. You should respect them, right? So this is what I'm going to say about it. So number one is, they are both in the wrong, right? Let's take the man for example. The man, bro, if you cannot provide for your family, sometimes it's good to bow down. You know what I mean? Bow down and say, this right now I ain't got it. I will take the help for now and I will pay back. If I were you, I would have to say, okay, I will take it as a loan. But he make a valid point. she went and asked her brothers about the money without talking to him first. So maybe he could be the one making the phone call. Like that is man to man. Like that, there's no pride involved. There's just man to man having a conversation and be like, hey, bro, can you lend me the money and I will pay it back? You know? When the woman did that, she went and banished and put her couple on her, because don't forget one thing: once you leave your family and you get married to a man, you are no longer under the responsibility of your family. You are on the responsibility of your man. He's the one that is responsible to provide for you and the kids, right? She herself, she doesn't have a job, and the man was the one, struggling, paying bill here and there. And he said that and she said that ever since COVID happened is when everything changed, right? He lost his job, and it hasn't been easy for him to get back out there and find another job, right? Because everywhere he's going to apply is getting denied. He got hope because like three companies say they were going to hire him, and yet they still haven't made a move, and it's back to school. So I understand that. I really do understand that. And a woman is very nurturing, so she's worried about her kids' education. I get that. But at the same time, you must know that there are also bigger things at hand, because somebody said this about the story, right? So if it was a matter of prostitution, would she have gone and prostitute herself to pay for those kids' schooling? No, because not every money is acceptable. You just don't accept any money to accept them. Not everything money that you get out there is good for you, or is. So I think the man honor is at stake. And us men, we got ego. And a man should have ego. Because there are certain things you shouldn't tolerate, right? You shouldn't tolerate the fact that you are being called like a nobody just because you cannot pay for your kid education. And they have three children. So I get that. But I think that if they had a conversation about it, so that the man himself can be the one go and ask, then everything will be fine. So, what I'm saying is, the woman is also wrong. Wrong why? Because you didn't carry a conversation with your husband. And number two, the reason why you are mainly wrong is because you went and exposed your couple to your family side. Remember, it's an honor for a man when he took your hand to come back and be like, hey, I hope you guys are seeing how good I am treating you guys' sister. He can no longer he no longer have that bragging right, because even if he become a multi-millionaire today, we know how people talk. They'll be like, oh, you might be a multi-millionaire today, but at one point you were on your knees asking for money. No man is going to be proud of that. None. Because it's something they will always and always and always throw at his face. Or even if they don't throw it at his face, they will say it behind his back to everybody that they see. And that is what we try to avoid, right? As a man, if you don't have a money, man, look for your money first before you decide to commit, because you should be able to have some type of saving money, save for raining days. You know what I mean? I understand times are tough, but have some saving before you get married. Like that, you know, you can keep struggling, and whenever it's very, very hard, like this time right now, that is when you can go ahead and touch your saving. But unfortunately, it's been 2 years, so I also understand that his saving ran out. But at the same time, you still have an honor to keep. You still have your head high that you want to keep above your shoulder, so that nobody can feel like they can just come and tell you whatever, man. Like, no, I know us African, we will not accept or tolerate disrespect. So her brother, and because the brothers are in foreign countries, so they can always talk, and he will never be able to attend them. So the woman doesn't know what to do right now. I think that there's nothing wrong with going like, hey, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. How do I fix it? Period. Like, let's not be too cocky to think that, oh, you didn't have money anyway, I had to go and get my brothers to come and help us, and you are out here, you got nothing, and you are out here trying to have an ego and honor is for people who have money. No, don't take it like that. Go back and say, you know what, I understand your point of view, and you know what, you're right. I should have talked to you about it, so we could have made a decision together, so we can move forward. And number three, I think that her brothers are also wrong, because I think the story would have been different. I think the man ego would have been different if the brother have come to him, call him in the back and be like, hey, yo, my sister let me know that, right now it's not really it at home because, after you lost your job, nothing is going well. And I think that maybe it's okay. Is it okay if I can, send you guys some help? I'm going to send it to you. Just stay between us. You know what I mean? Like that, it sounds more like a private conversation, number one, and sounds more like you respect the man enough, like, hey, don't have too much of a bigger ego to accept help. We all need help at some point. When a man approach a man that way, it's more respectable. You are more respected. You know what I mean? But when a woman goes and you don't know what kind of begging she did to be like, please help us, we are dying out here. This man ain't shit. The man doesn't know what transpired before the brothers decide to help. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, everything that you guys are deciding, the decision that you guys decide to take should be with collaboration with each other, so that when things backfire, at least you guys know where you guys stand. You guys have each other. She cannot stop her brother from talking shit. She can't. She cannot. Why? Because they're like, hey, you too, close your mouth. You went and married an ain't shit nigga. You know what I mean? So you don't want that. So I think that in this situation, they are both wrong. One is not able to provide, but also the other one should have talked to her husband. So, in my opinion, it's all about forgiveness right now. And maybe, say the man can be like, call the brother and be like, hey, I saw the loan that you guys sent me. To let them, and they'll be like, what loan? He's like, yeah, you guys send us a loan. Like that, it stays as a loan, so that when you get back on your feet, you can pay back. But I know that, pride is also taking place. The man doesn't want to be looked at by his family, by his in-law that way. So the man right now is also right not to accept the money. And it's just what it is, you know what I mean? And woman, man, before you go and ask for help to your family, talk about it with your man. It's all about communication sometimes. And, men have a pride. There's a way of approaching everybody. You should know your man well enough to know how to approach him. Not every money that we see out there is acceptable. Not every money that we see out there is good for you, because there are certain things that are worth, that have higher value, way more than money, such as your honor. You know how people say they would die for their honor? This is one of those things. So when somebody is already telling you they would die for their honor, money at that point means nothing to that person. Nothing. So my advice is, like I already said before and I'm saying it again, find a solution for you to collaborate with your husband, to calm him down, because as of right now he's hot. And the man decided, okay, even if the kid don't go to school, they will stay next to him, but he will not pay the kid tuition with the money that your brother sent. So find a way to communicate with your husband. Sometimes it's okay to bow down. You did what you thought you were doing right, but there are procedure to doing everything in life, and let's just take that as a lesson. That being said, that was Cultural Awareness Podcast. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for all the followers out there. Please subscribe and leave a comment. And if you have your own story that you would like to share here, man, please feel free to do so. Thank you. God bless. Peace.